Alrighty, so we are back with the finale to the Mojo Mania campaign, mini campaign. We got Mojo. Mojo is the final boss. Mojo is a little crazy because there's a lot of threat to deal with, which is good because we're running justice. So yeah, I guess we're not gonna make any modifications to the deck. I think I like the deck. I think we're good with that. So we're going to shuffle this up and let's talk about strategy. We got a lot of damage to deal, which can be an issue with Mojo. The nice thing is that there's not a ton of damage in Mojo. I don't think. It's just a lot of threat. So pivotal moment, even with starting with 10 threat. Good point. Good point. Not saying it's terrible, just worth thinking about. And it's effectively starting with 12 threat, right? So because we're going to be placing 2 on Sam, whenever we flip, we move that over here. That's a good point. Would that be like stealth strikes? We could go scare tactic. Right, pivotal moment is going to be 5 damage for us. For 2. We go scare tactic because we do have a pretty good confuse engine going. Also, I realized after I went off, I could have chosen under surveillance for the main. I don't think we're going to do that though. Actually, we're starting with 17 on the main. Since you'll have Western and Sci-Fi, Stealth Strike would be helpful. Okay, I think, yeah, let's do that then. So we got Stealth Strikes, and we're going to cut out the pivotal moments, which are gone. Where are my pivotal moments? There's one. There's 2. So that's the Stealth Strike. Yeah, good call. Good call. And I think we just need to go heavy on thwarting to start out, because we are going to be starting with 10 plus 2 whenever we flip is 12 plus 5, so 17 threats starting on the table. So we got a good bit of thwarting to do. So we'll have long shot to help us with that a little bit, but we'll see. We'll see. Good call. Thank you, Josh. Mojo schemes for 3, meaning that the confuse situation, all the confused lock is going to be nice. I don't know how frequently we will be rolling down to take advantage of the confused lock. It could be nice to prevent an advance, but rolling down whenever we flip, we're moving threat from our player cards to the main scheme, and so that's another gimmick in this one. So let's go ahead and read it. So choose 1 modular set plus 1 modular set per player and set them aside. Put the Wheel of Genius environment spinning side face up. So after the encounter deck resets, if there are no set aside modular encounter sets remaining, the players lose the game. Otherwise, flip this card. When we flip, at the start of step 3 of the villain phase, randomly choose 1 set aside modular set and reveal its show environment. Shuffle the rest of that modular set and place it on top of the encounter deck. Deal the first player 2 face down encounter cards and flip this card. Okay. So we go here. When revealed, choose 1 set aside modular set at random. Reveal its show environment and shuffle the remaining cards into the encounter deck. We'll go even, odd. Even. Okay, so Sci-Fi is coming in first. I don't think I've seen much of Western. I feel like that's the one I haven't seen a lot of. Oh, here's each minion and ally gain toughness. Well, this is really nice because that means Longshot's going to be able to get toughness. Discard. Yep. And then we'll shuffle these guys in. We do have a lot of big villains, or not villains, but a lot of big minions in this deck. So that can be an issue. Forced Interrupt. When a character flips or leaves play, move all threat from that character to this scheme. Read the Gunslingers, they're great. Quick Strike. When this minion engages you before resolving Quick Strike, you may resolve, or you can spend 2 lightning resources. If you do, deal damage to this minion equal to your hero's attack. Nice. That's cool. That's fun. Draw. I love the flavor text. It's just draw. Focus. There you go. Okay, so Mojo Mania starts with 10. So we're going to go a 5, 2, 2, 1. It threats out at 25, so we do have a little bit of time. And then I did shuffle these. So now we're resolving. Longshot's not in play right now, but now we're resolving our opening hand. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we got Concussive Blow, Professor X. Professor X is huge here. A lot of threat. Crew Quarters. Also, I guess we do have to reset that back down to our measly 10 health. And then Mojo's at 18. Yeah, 18. Lightspeed Flight helps a lot. Power of Justice helps. Jesse Alexander on turn 1. That's good. That's really good. Don't need Crew Quarters. Don't need Concussive Blow. I want to get Professor X onto the table. Lightspeed Flight onto the table would be nice. So I don't know if we're going to be able to play Jesse. But it is a mental resource. So if we draw into Moon Girl, then I'm okay using Jesse as a resource. So we got Concussive Blow. Connection to the World Mine. Connection. Oh, huge. And Force Field Projection. Let's go. Okay. Feeling better now. Okay. We have to place 2 threat on each character. Now we're going to do our campaign setup. So the campaign setup says put Longshot ally into play. Each player may take 1 copy of each card they record in the campaign log from the player deck and put it into play under their control. From the player deck, which is actually a little sad. So if you drew into... If I drew into Champion's Bunker, then we just would not be able to use that, which is a little unfortunate. We got Champion's Bunker and Sonic Rifle starting out with us for an additional 5 threats. So we are now at 17. Okay. So this is a really good starting hand. Let's use Force Field Projection and Connection to the World Mine to go ahead and play Jesse Alexander. We'll use Jesse to shuffle this connection back into our deck. Connection, or actually Power of Justice. We'll go find our helmet and put it into play because it's a wild. What an incredible starting position, right? I'm okay with it. I'm here for it. Also, Longshot gains toughness because he entered after the environment was revealed. Supernova helmet. Sonic Rifle needs 2. And then the mobile bunker is also here. Okay, let's go ahead and flip up to Nova. This gets moved over here, so we're now at a lot. We'll use Supernova Helmet to play Lightspeed Flight to remove 3. Longshot will go ahead and knock off his Tough to go 2. We will use Nova to thwart 1 to bring that down. which ready Supernova Helmet. Supernova Helmet, Connection, Concussive Blow to play Prof. We will choose to confuse Mojo. And Prof has Tough, but we're just going to use him immediately to thwart 3. So we go down to, what, 8? Okay, so down to 8. Stand up. We get to draw into Ya and Roll, Ya and Roll, Mockingbird, Blindfold, and Potshot. Start out by placing 1 here on the main, taking us up to 9. Mojo is going to attack us for 1 plus a boost guard. Prof is going to block plus 2. That is just enough to kill Prof, hilariously enough. Or not kill. I'm sorry, Josh. To make Prof go back to wherever he was at. Yeah. We've got Assault. The villain attacks you. We will take it to the face. So it's going to be 1 plus 0. Let's go. Huge. Nice. Watch it. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's on me. That's on me. Alrighty. My turn. Mobile Bunker. Let's go ahead and go 1, 2. Nice. The thing is you can't play Mojo the same way that, like, you can't prolong the game too much. If you prolong the game too much, you will lose to running out of cards. So we do have to do damage at some point in our life. I want to get Blindfold onto the table. I'm thinking that Ya and Roll is probably going to be... Getting 2 pot shots off this turn would be nice. Actually, we're just going to go... We're going to go 1 pot shot. No, we'll go 2. We'll toss Ya and Roll. I feel safe with Threat right now. Okay. Let's go ahead and get Blindfold into play. Supernova Helmet, genius for a Blindfold. She has Toughness, so that's pretty exciting. We get to look at the top 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you get 2 episodes of primetime TV, then you lose it. Okay, so we got Toad 2.0, which is a boost of 2. Pyro 4.0, which is 2 indirect damage. Paparazzi, Assault, and a Stinger Tail. So this is going to be... If we roll down and counter card. After Toad engages you, place 1 upgrade you control face down under Toad 2.0. I don't like that. I really don't like that. When defeated, return each card under Toad 2.0 to its owner's hand. Which we could use a pot shot to kill... Grumble. Pyro 4.0, when Pyro attacks you, take 2 indirect damage. I think maybe we take Pyro, and then the pot shot can easily kill Pyro. That means Paparazzi will be a boost card for 2. Assault, the villain attacks us. I think we're going to be fine with that. And then a boost card attached to Mojo, Retaliate 2. When any amount of damage would be dealt to Mojo, place it here instead. 5 damage here, discard Stinger Tail. Okay. That works. So we're going to toss Toad 2.0, and we're going to engage Pyro 4.0. Ideally, maybe we draw into a Stealth Strike, or we draw into a Go for Champions, or some... Yeah. No, not a Go for Champions. I'm sorry. A Unleash the Novo Force, or something like that we can play around with that a little bit. You know what? We actually may just toss these pot shots. So let's thwart 1 here. You know what? No, let's attack here. Ready Supernova Helmet. We will Supernova Helmet, pot shot for a Mockingbird, which will stun Mojo. Oh wait, hold on. After our turn ends, Discard the top 4 cards of the encounter deck. Place 1 threat on your hero for each card discarded this way that does not belong to the Mojo encounter set. So we'll just do that now. So that's going to be 2. I forgot to do that. Forgot that there's that forced response there. Okay. So blindfold didn't help us that much, so that's fine. That's going to be our punishment for not doing that. And then this is when a character flips, you move that threat there. Okay. Okay. Let's have Longshot go ahead and thwart 2 off of the main. He'll take 1 damage. Let's have Nova flip. We'll put 2 here on the main. Jesse will activate to shuffle a World Mind back into the deck. Jesse is really good. Hey, Karokai, how's it going? Let's use... Mockingbird has tough. So I kind of want to just leave them out there. This would be fun with the new protection card. With, like, whenever a ally defends and takes no damage, you get to ready him. That'd be kind of cool. That's a cool combination. Oh, I'm glad to hear that you're mostly recovered. Good. Okay, so we're going to discard the top 4. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. One of them did not belong. So we got 1 here. Yeah, we have to go fast because this deck is not going to be around for very long. We're ready? I'm actually, before I flip down, I'm going to use one of my counters to deal 3 damage. We'll stand up. We've got Moon Girl, Heroic Intuition, Fury, Lightspeed Flight, so 2, 4, Pot Shot 5, Determination is 6. Okay. Place 1 here on the main. Mojo will scheme, but Mojo is confused. How you doing, Mr. Get Up in Game? Doing okay, good. And then we've got Avalanche 9.0. After Avalanche 9.0 engages you, exhaust a character you control and deal 1 damage to that character. We'll go Mockingbird. Knock off the tough. Okay, so on our turn, I really wanted... I guess I could play Nick. To hopefully draw into a connection. So if we go Potshot, Lightspeed Flight, Heroic Intuition, and Determination to play Nick Fury. Nick Fury comes in with Toughness. And we get to draw 3 cards. We got a Stealth Strike. Got a Under Surveillance. 2. We got a Strength. Okay. We'll flip up to... because we don't have a connection in here. Yeah, no. We'll flip up to Nova. This gets moved. So we're at 511. Just going to leave this here because it's going to be easier to take off the smaller numbers. Let's go Mobile Bunker to draw 1, 2, and then we have to discard 2. It's going to be Under Surveillance and Stealth Strike? No. Oh, it's gonna be one of these doubles actually. I guess energy. Let's go Supernova Helmet, Lightspeed Flight, Stealth Strike for a Moon Girl. Actually, hold up. Before we do that, yeah, that's fine. We'll play over Mockingbird. We get to draw 3 cards. We got 1, 2, 3. Wow, okay. We are... We have to deal some damage. Let's go ahead and this is 5, so let's go ahead and attack for 1 here. A ready supernova helmet. We're gonna hang on to unleash. We're gonna use supernova helmets and strength to play go for champions. So we can't take damage until champions can't take damage until the end of the. Ah, he's stunned though. Yeah, whatever. Moon Girl will attack for 2 here. Nick will attack for 2 on Mojo. Longshot will attack for 2 on Mojo. Blindfold will go ahead and thwart 2 off the main. She'll take... Nope, she lost her tough. We're going to hang on to these cards. We'll have an Unleash the Nova Force turn next turn. Ready for Avalanche coming in. Okay. So turn ends. Discard 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2 threat on Nova. Everyone readies. We draw connection. We should draw 2 connections here. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. 5. Another Unleash. Okay. So the Symbiote Suit is an interesting play here because we lose when we go through the encounter deck. And that does accelerate that a good bit. Now, can we offset the acceleration? That's the question. And we'll have to make that call here in a sec. Okay, we'll place 1 here on the main. Mojo is going to attack, but I think we talked about Josh. Mojo is considered a him, right? Mojo, him. He is going to attack. Stun. Avalanche is going to attack. We can't take damage. Encounter card, Exhaustion Surge, and Exhaust Your Identity card. Surges into Undercover Mojo. When Mojo would take any amount of damage, remove an equal amount of threat from here instead. So this comes with 4. Yep, dude. Okay. No, that's really bad. Okay, actually, let's go ahead and mobile bunker. So we got 1, 2. Okay, we're good then. Nova Force and Force Field Projection. I was saying it was bad because we didn't have any damage in our hand. So if we wanted to unleash, then we had to figure out how to ready Nova to kind of kick that train off. And we figured it out. Nick is gone. We may actually drop Symbiote Suit just mainly for this turn to start kicking us off. Okay, so we've got Nova Helmet for Unleash. Power of Justice and a Sonic Rifle will pay for a Stealth Strike, which will kill Avalanche here and remove 2 threat here. We killed, so we get to ready and draw a card, which is Miss Marvel. We deck out. This is... We go through that deck so quickly. We do get 1 more pass through the deck, but we have to deal a lot of damage before we pass through. So hopefully we'll be fine. That was a bad Unleash turn, I think. Because we're not going to be able to take care of this. Yeah. That was not a great call on my part. Um Because because I'm only at 1 threat, and I can't play the symbiote suit because Supernova Helmet's exhausted. If I exhaust to like take off here, then that would ready the symbiote or the Supernova Helmet. Could I have played? But then I would be able to drop the symbiote suit, but then I wouldn't have an activation to do anything with it. So we could drop Miss Marvel in. Let's do that. Mojo is going to scheme for... No, we'll go ahead and Sonic Rifle to confuse Mojo. We will... Oh, this has a... Oh, that's fine. We'll just Moon Girl to take 2 off of there. When Mojo would take any amount of damage, remove an equal amount of threat here instead. So actually... Moon Girl will attack Mojo. And this goes. Blindfold will thwart 2 here on the main. Nova will attack Mojo for 1. That ready Supernova Helmet, Symbiote Suit, and a connection to the World Mine will play Miss Marvel. She comes in with toughness because she's awesome. We'll flip down, which moves 2. And then we will Jesse to shuffle connection back into our deck. We'll stand up. We're drawing 6. Energy. Go for champions. Strength. Lightspeed Flight. Give me some damage. 2, 4. Mockingbird. 5. Force Field Projection. Yikes. That's why we have Champions Mobile Bunker. Let's go. Okay. Nova Force is done. That was a bad Nova Force turn. We'll place 1 here on the main. Actually, before we discard 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. Goes on Sam. Place 1 on the main. Mojo's confused. We're dealing with 2 encounter cards. The first one being an advance. Yikes. Okay, so Mojo's scheming for 3 plus 2 is 5. So that jumps up to 18 pretty quickly. And then we've got a curtain call. Move all threat from the character with the most threat on it to the main scheme. If no threat was moved this way, place 1 threat on each character you control. So up to 20. No, up to 18. Or now up to 18. Okay, so threat's an issue again. We will... Blindfold will go ahead and thwart 2 off the main, which will kill Blindfold. We will use a Strength and a Connection to the World Mine to play Mockingbird, which will stun Mojo. And Mockingbird is tough. Then we'll use Jesse to shuffle Connection back into the deck. We're sitting at 9, which is fine. We'll flip up to Nova. Let's use Mobile Bunker to draw a pot shot. That's nice. And another pot shot. So we'll toss Force Field Projection and go for Champions. Go for Champions is not as beneficial here. We have a lot of blockers. Everyone is tough. Plus Nova has a lot of health. So let's go ahead and use Supernova Helmet for a pot shot to deal 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't necessarily want to flip Mojo right now. If we flip Mojo right now, we place 3 threat on every single character that we have, and that gets dangerous. Let's go ahead and thwart 1 off of Mojo, which will ready Supernova Helmet. We'll use Supernova Helmet to play Lightspeed Flight. We will exhaust Miss Marvel. With the new deal versus take, we can use the Tough to pull this back to remove 3. That takes us down to 12 on the main. I'm thinking that we set up next turn. Yeah, I'm feeling next turn would be a good time to flip. Let's go ahead and energy for a Lightspeed Flight to take this down to 9. Moon Girl will thwart 2. Actually, Moon Girl's going to attack Mojo for 2. Taking Mojo down to 1. That's going to kill Moon Girl. We got a pot shot in our hand. So let's go ahead and ready. Discard 1, 2. Under fire. So those are both. We have filled our discard 4. So this happens. After the encounter deck runs out, if there are no set-aside modular sets remaining, the players lose the game. Otherwise, flip this card. Boom. At the start of step 3 of the villain phase, deal encounter cards. Randomly choose 1 set-aside modular set and reveal its show environment. Reveal the top, or shuffle the rest of the modular set and place it on top of the encounter deck. Deal the first player 2 face-down encounter cards and flip this card. Cool. So that's a lot. That's a lot to deal with. So we do get an acceleration token because we decked out. Okay. So we're going to place 2. Mojo is going to attack. Mojo is stunned. We will, at the start, activate this. So this gets discarded, and we get to play... Each enemy attack gains overkill. When a character takes damage, increase that damage by 1. That's actually huge. That's huge for us. The overkill, not so much, actually, but that's fine. And then we shuffle these, put them on top, deal ourselves 2 encounter cards. We got 1, 2, and then the third encounter card for just playing the game. The first one is a Gunslinger. When this... Oops, I need to draw cards. Lightspeed Flight. 1, 2... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When this minion engages you before resolving Quick Strike, you may spend 2 lightning resources. If you do, deal damage. Quick Strike for 2 damage. I'm okay taking that. Actually, it's 3 damage, right? Yeah, so 3 damage. So 1, 2, 3. Let's have Mockingbird block with her Tough. Next card is Card Shark. After Card Shark attacks you, discard the top 3 cards of your deck. Take indirect damage equal to the number of different printed resource icons discarded this way. And then we got a Game of Cards. When revealed, draw 5 cards. Choose and discard 5 cards from your hand. For each different printed resource discarded this way, discard an upgrade or support you control. Yo! Ouch. Noah is not so good at gun dudes. Just 1 attack, yeah. Okay, so we're going to go... We draw 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then discard 5 cards. We can discard... Okay, so we got... Just going to separate these out just so... Because we're going to lose... I think we're going to lose 2... Yeah, we're going to lose 2 different... supports, or we're gonna lose all 2 or all. That's rough. That's really, really rough. Um, we need to keep the pot shots, I think, because pot shots can help kill these. So do we go connections and here? Oh, that hurts. That hurts so much. Hey, Salsa. How you doing? Stealth Strike is good. We're going to do this, and we're going to lose Nova, Helmet, and Jesse. That card is rough. You think you'll order a Tesseract Dividers next week? Nice. Next year, you're going to get tokens from... Oh, that's cool. Very cool. Tesseract Dividers are really nice. I like them a lot. Okay. Let's go Mobile Bunker to draw Unleash and Concussive Blow. We will toss a Yacht and Roll and a Force Field. Oh, we had a Force Field for that Quick Strike. That's fine. Go here. Excited for your X Cycle top off pack to arrive. I bought the early dividers for the wave, but they haven't announced Gambit and Rogue yet. Oh, nice. Yeah. Might do some of the buy the same token stuff for Christmas and another Infinity box. Running out. Oh, yeah. You said you were running out of room, right? Heading to lunch, so entering lurk mode. Awesome. Oh my gosh. Go there. Go pot shot to kill Gunslinger. Pull back. Okay, we're going to Heroic Intuition to play for Unleash the Nova Force. Miss Marvel is going to attack the Gunslinger for 2, and then Nova will attack. Losing that helmet was tough. Yeah. To kill the Gunslinger. We get to ready Nova and draw a card, which is Professor X, which is actually really, really good, I think, here. So we got 3, 5. We're sitting at 11 here. So I think we drop Professor X. But we're gonna have a lot of. Let's go ahead and use Long Shot to put 2 damage on the card, or 3 damage on the card shark. Long Shot dies. And then we'll use Nova to attack Mojo. Place 3 threat on each character. So 3 threat on each character. And then after your turn ends, discard the top 5 cards of the encounter deck. Place 1 threat and 25. Ooh, this is going to be rough, y'all. This is not a good setup for us. Losing that helmet was really rough. Nova gets to ready when we get to draw a card into Genius. Okay, so that's gonna be 5, 6. Good pot shot. Yeah, okay. So we are going to pot shot and concussive blow to play pot shot to kill card shark. Actually, before we do that, I guess we'll thwart 1 here. Then we'll kill card shark. which will allow us to ready and draw a card. And to under surveillance, I don't think that's going to really help us here. We're going to go Genius and under surveillance to play Professor X. We're going to use Professor X to confuse Mojo, and then Professor X will thwart 3 here. So also, I'll eventually get the Affinity box, but for now, I just use the extra space in your X-Files and Buffy Legendary boxes. Nice. Not to mention, next trimester is supposed to be the fulfillment for DC deck building, and then I'll have Multiverse box as well as extra space as well. Oh, cool. How do you like the DC deck building game? I played it a long time ago. I thought it was good. Let's just go ahead and hit Mojo for 2. Buffy! Nice. And actually, instead of thwarting 1, I'm going to actually attack for 2 with Nova. Same thing, but... So we'll stand up. Actually, we're going to flip. We're going to move 5 over here. Your Worf prefers DC Deck Builder. Yeah, I think DC Deck Builder... Yeah, Marvel Champions is a lot to track, and there's a lot of playing the game outside of actually sitting down and playing the game. But so, like, I think it works really well for, like, a lifestyle game, but it can be kind of hard for not that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we do have... and connection, so we do get to draw 1 more. Concussive Blow. Okay. We have to discard 5. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 threat. Not great. You prefer to legendary. It's obviously not champions, but I totally see where she's coming from. February is when the Monster Hunter World board game starts getting... Oh, nice. Nice. That's exciting. So we're sitting at 13. We're going to place 2. So we're at 15 out of 25. Mojo is going to scheme. Mojo is confused. We got 1 card, which is Stinger Tail. Mojo gains Retaliate 2. And then basically a buffer of 5 damage. The end of the round, Professor X is going to go away. And it's our turn. We're going to use Connection to the World Mind to go get our helmet back. We'll flip up, which will move 4, which takes us to 19 out of 25, y'all. So we have to figure out threat. Okay. Let's go Mobile Bunker to draw 1. There's a Nick Fury, that's big, and a Stealth Strike. You deck out, so that's an encounter card. Okay. So discard 2 cards. I'm going to go Concussive Blow and Crew Quarter. Okay. Okay. If we go Lightspeed Flight, Supernova Helmet, 2, Determination and Yawn Roll, we'll move one of these off, and we get to play Nick Fury, who Nick Fury comes in, and we will draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. We did get a Go for Champions, which is interesting. I think we are too far away to try and capitalize on Go for Champions. We're going to... Yeah, we're going to use Power Justice and a Heroic Intuition to play Stealth Strike. So deal 4 damage to an enemy, which is 5 damage. This removes this. We take 2. We didn't defeat an enemy. Nick will attack for 3. 1, 2, 3. Nick takes 1 damage. Mockingbird will attack for 2. 1, 2. Miss Marvel will attack for 2. 1, 2. They both take a damage. Nova will attack for 2. 1, 2. Down to 12. And we're going to toss a Go for Champions. We're going to toss a Force Field Projection. And we are going to hope for the best. It's going to put us at 20. If we draw an advance, we lose. But here we are. Draw 5 cards. We got Energy, Pot Shot, Symbiote Suit, Under Surveillance for Moon Girl. Nice. Place 2, which takes us to 20. Let's just go 20 here. Mojo is attacking for 2. We'll boost for reveal this card. Move all threat from the character with the most threat. That takes us to 23. And then Nick dies. The first card we've got is Weight of the World. So Supernova Hell cannot ready. And then an advance, which loses us the game. No! Yeah, that was rough. I needed to go more damage quicker. Okay, well, let's try it again. No worries. No problem. Yep, that was not great. The threat is insane in this game, or with Mojo. And then you have to deal so much damage so quickly. That's the problem, is just have so much damage. Okay, so let's undo all of this stuff. Losing those losing my upgrades that one turn, that was a rough start. And Mojo is at 18. I'm at 10. Long shot stays in play. Okay. So we got sci-fi, 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 sci-fi. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Okay. This starts at 10. I wonder if it'd be better to have Western come out first. That gives us a lot of minions to deal with the sci-fi when that pops. But I don't know. Both of them are bad. Both of them are bad to pop out. Alrighty, we got this. We got this. So Wheel of Genius. Let's figure out which one of these we're going to be using. Shuffle them up and roll that dice. So top is even, bottom is odd. Even. Starting with Western this time. All right. So Western says that each enemy attack gains overkill. When a character takes damage, increase that damage by 1. The overkill is not great, but Mojo only has a 1 attack, so it's not horrendous. When Mojo is revealed, we place 2 threats on each character. Longshot's not in play yet, technically, so we're not going to place the threat on Longshot because he comes into play during campaign setup, which is after everything else happens. Okay. We got this. I think playing through it again, I think my favorite scenario is Spiral. I like Spiral a lot. The extra damage is rough on your allies, though, with the consequential. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Oh, that's rough. That sucks. Okay, well, here we are. We got 2, 4, 6. There's both of our sonic rifles, meaning that we're not going to be able to trigger the campaign setup because campaign setup says search your deck, not your hand or discard pile. So we're not going to be able to put sonic rifles into play at the cost of 3 threat, which is a little sad. So we're going to hang on to a sonic rifle. We'll mulligan 1 sonic rifle. We'll keep a Power of Justice. We don't need the Mojo Nova Force. We'll keep a Genius. I don't know if Crew Quarters makes it into this deck. Actually, we're going to keep it just because of how much damage we could potentially be taking. So with that, we'll keep Crew Quarter. No, we're going to mulligan Crew Quarter. I don't think Crew Quarters should be in this deck. Oh, there's a Moon Girl with a Genius. Love that. Force Field Projection and a Stealth Strike. Okay. So now Longshot comes into play. And we're going to play Power of Justice to go find the helmet. Or actually, hold on. I'm sorry. We do get to put Champion's Mobile Bunker into play. Here. For 2 threat. Boom. Okay. And now we're getting our helmet. And that goes into play because we used a wild to pay for it. I wonder if this turns into just like a rush game against Mojo. Can we kill Mojo? I don't know. Aggression would be really nice here. If we went Nova Aggression, we could do some major damage. Okay. That is a little sad that Moon Girl will die after 1 activation. Let's go ahead and flip up. 2 goes over here. Let's go Genius and Stealth Strike to pay for Moon Girl. We get to draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. There's an Under Surveillance. Well, Champion's Bunker to draw 2. Lightspeed Flight and a Lightspeed Flight. We will toss a Force Field Projection and a Yacht and roll. Moon Girl's out here. Let's use Supernova Helmet to pay for a Lightspeed Flight to remove 3 from the main. We'll go ahead and attack Mojo for 2. 1, 2. Which readies Supernova Helmet. Let's go ahead and use Supernova Helmet, Concussive Blow, and Under Surveillance to play Sonic Rifle. That comes in with 2 charges. We'll go ahead and use one of the charges to confuse Mojo. Longshot will attack for 3, taking 2 consequential damage. Moon Girl could attack for 3 or thwart for 2 and die immediately, but I'm thinking that we may want to just have Moon Girl block, and then with the overkill damage, we probably are safe. So we're going to keep Moon Girl around. We'll stand up. We will... Do we want to keep Lightspeed Flight? I say yes. I say no. Let's do as much damage as we can. Pot shot. Pot shot. Okay. Strength. Stealth strike. Okay, so the deck heard me. 2, 4. Nick. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. We're going to place 1 here. Mojo is going to attack. We will defend. So it's going to be basically 2 plus 3. Ouch. So 2 damage rolls over to Nova. Moon Girl dies. And then, so actually, this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. We place 3 threat on Nova. Now we're defending with Moon Girl plus 0. So actually, Moon Girl doesn't even die. Moon Girl takes 2 damage. That works. Nova Nova does. Well, yeah. Yeah, that's ridiculously rough. But I rewound slightly, but yes, I think you are correct. Wow, that is really rough. I think this one's really, 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 really tough. Okay, so Mojo's sitting at 13. Let's go ahead and mobile bunker to draw Lightspeed Flight and a Power of Justice. We'll toss a Lightspeed Flight and a Stealth Strike. Let's go Strength, Nova Helmet, and Pot Shot to play Nick. Nick draws us 3 cards. Go for Champions. Heroic Intuition, 2 for... and Unleash the Nova Force. Okay. Nova will attack Mojo for 2. Down to 11. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's do this. Nova Helmet readies. Let's go Pot Shot, Nova Force Helmet. Go for Champions. So Champions can't take damage. And then we will Power of Justice for Heroic Intuition, giving us +1 attack, or +1 thwart, I'm sorry. Nick will attack Mojo for 3. 1, 2, 3. Taking 2 consequential damage. And then we will go ahead and throw Longshot back into the encounter deck. It does prolong the game slightly. Longshot's going to attack for 3 as well. 1, 2, 3. Taking Mojo down to 5. We'll stand up. We will draw a Pot Shot. Force Field Projection. Professor X, so 3. Mockingbird, 4. Concussive Blow. One, 2, 3, 4. That's 2 more threat here. So we're at 5 threat on us. Meaning that we are going to have a hard time flipping down. Okay, we'll place 1 here on the main, taking us up to 13. When Mojo... we can clear our allies before Mojo flips. meaning that we're only going to be placing 3 on Nova, which does help pretty significantly. Okay, so place 1, Mojo's attacking, we'll take it to the face. Place 1 threat on each character you control. Well, there you go. That does kind of... so much threat. So much threat. We can't take damage, so we're fine. Then our encounter card is Caught Off Guard. Discard an upgrade or a support that you control. What is that going to be? What are we going to do? I think it's going to be Sonic Rifle? No, it's going to be... It's going to be Sonic Rifle. The Heroic Intuition is going to just be so strong for thwarting out here. Okay. Nick has... And then Nick leaves, so this... Nick goes there. Okay, so we're at 12 on the main. We would play 6 whenever we go down. Yikes. Let's mobile bunker and see what we get. We got Yaw and Roll and a connection to the World Mind. We could do some major threat mitigation with the Yaw and Roll and Professor X. I think that's probably the right call. So let's go ahead and thwart 4-2. Supernova... No, hold on. I'm sorry. Supernova Helmet first will pay for a... Okay, we'll use Supernova Helmet, a Force Field Projection, and a Concussive Blow to play to pay for Professor X. Then we'll thwart for 2, readying Supernova Helmet. And then in the same response window, we'll use Supernova Helmet to Yaw and Roll down to 9 on the main. Prof will thwart down to 6. We have a pot shot. We could push. I don't want to push right now. I think what we need to do is wait 1 turn. We can clear our allies. We can roll down, activate this Confuse. It would be nice to get Mockingbird, but no. We're going to hang on to the pot shot. We're going to hang on to this. We are going to flip down, move. So we're up to 12. Move 6. Going up to 12. And then ideally we'll flip up, kill Mojo, and then not take any damage. Or not need to flip back down. So let's go ahead and Moon Girl. She'll thwart for 2, placing the 1 when she dies. That also gets Moon Girl back in our deck for the shuffle. Coming up. We'll toss a Mockingbird. Let's ready up. Got this 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we got 1, 2, 3, 4. We went 3 for 4 on not Mojo, so we got 3 threat there. Okay, start. We're gonna go 1. Mojo's confused. Then our bad card is Director's Directions. Choose 1, spend 2 different resources, Mojo Schemes, or take 1 damage for each threat on your identity. If you take less than 2 damage this way, this card gains Surge. That would be 3 damage, or we could just spend 2 resources. We could drop energy. Yeah, we'll drop in energy. I don't think we're going to be flipping back down, so we're not going to be using a Jesse at all. So we're just going to go ahead and flip up, move our threat here. Let's mobile bunker to draw 2. Connection and Determination. We deck so we get a card. Mojo is sitting at 5, so that's a pot shot to kill. Let's toss a Jesse, and I don't think we're gonna drop this suit. I feel like the suit right now is not the right call. We can get, yeah. Okay. Let's go ahead and Nova Helmet for a pot shot, which will kill Mojo. Place 3 threat on each friendly character. It's just going to be Nova right now. And now we're discarding 5 cards. Mojo goes back up to 25. Okay. We will... So we're sitting at 15 here. We're going to attack Mojo for 2, which will ready Nova Helmet. Blindfold actually does not do a whole lot here. Blindfold just lets us see what we're going to be discarding. So we don't even need to do that. So let's instead go Nova Helmet, Determination, Blindfold to play Miss Marvel. We're at 8 health. Mojo is going to be attacking us for 3 plus a boost card, which is going to be a little rough. We're going to hang on to Miss Marvel, and we're going to ready. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. We're going to place 1 here, taking us up to 16. Mojo is going to attack us. Actually, we're going to discard 5. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we get 3 more threat. Yikes. Mojo's going to attack us for 2. Or for effectively 3. I think... Let's defend. So 2 plus 1. So 4 total. I defended for 2, so I take 2. Down to 6. We got 2 encounter cards. The first one is Undercover Mojo. When Mojo would take any amount of damage, remove an equal amount of threat from here instead. So that's got 4. And then we've got Major Domo. Attached to Mojo. After Mojo attacks, discard cards from the encounter deck equal to the amount of damage dealt by that attack. Spend 1 of each resource to discard that card. Okay. Cool. Let's go ahead and Mobile Bunker. We've got Stealth Strike and a Power of Justice. We'll toss a Crew Quarter and a Sonic Rifle. We can't play the power, or we can't play a Nova Force. We don't have anything there for us. We could, or okay, so here we go. We got Nova Helmet and a Strength to play Mockingbird, which is going to stun Mojo, which prevents this from triggering, which is nice. Got Power of Justice and Unleash to play Stealth Strike. So that's going to deal 5 damage, which will clear this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then Stealth Strike is expensive damage. I'm trying to think if we want to pull it back with Miss Marvel. I don't think we do. But we will have Mockingbird go ahead and deal 2 to Mojo, down to 16. 2 damage. We will deck out, so we're going to get all of the minions next turn. So that actually does give us a reason to pull Stealth Strike back. And then they're all going to have toughness too. So I think we ignore the minions. I think we're going to ignore the minions. But it means that this is going to be gone. 16. Miss Marvel. We're not going to pull back Stealth Strike. But we will attack with Miss Marvel. Down to 14. Okay, we'll stand up. We discard 5. 1, 2, 3. That's 2 more threats. So 2, 4, 6, 8. So we pretty much lose if we flip. And then this gets an acceleration token. So we're at 18. This flips. Okay, this flips over here. Start of step 3. So at the start, we deal all of those cards. Yikes. Okay. It's gonna come down to the wire. It's gonna come down to the wire here. But at least the overkill is gone. So we can start blocking now. So that's nice. We draw a Lightspeed Flight. We draw a Concussive Blow. 2. Power of Justice is 3. Energy is 4. Concussive Blow is 5. Okay. We already placed here. Stunned. Now we're going to do this. So Wild Mojo gets discarded. And now everyone has each ally and minion gain toughness. We deal 3 encounter cards from here. We got 3. The first one is Magneto 2.6. After they activate against you, place 1 magnet counter on them, and then choose and discard 1 card from your hand for each magnet counter on Magneto. This is tough. We've got Pyro 4.0. Take 2 indirect damage. Tough. And then Blob 3.14 with tough. Cannot take more than 2 damage from an attack. Okay, so we have to figure out how to deal 14 damage before we just die from here. So to do that, let's do Mobile Bunker. To draw a Pot Shot huge and a Force Field Projection less huge. So let's go Force Field Projection. And a Lightspeed Flight. So let's see. Pot Shot is going to be 4. We can recall it with Miss Marvel. So 4, that's 8. That leaves 6 damage. Concussive Blow wins us the game. Okay. So we should be good here. No guards or anything. So let's go Supernova Helmet for a Pot Shot to kill or to hit Mojo. 1, 2, 3, 4. Miss Marvel will deal a damage and recall it. So we get Pot Shot back. Let's go. Nova will attack Mojo for 1. Ready Supernova Helmet. Supernova Helmet will pay for a Pot Shot to deal 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down to 5. We've got a Energy and Connection to the World Mind to play Concussive Blow. So that was a double. Or that was a wild. So that's 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we've got Power and Connection to the World Mind for Concussive Blow to deal the last little bit of damage. Boom. Okay. That was tight. If I did not have that, we would have lost. We would have absolutely lost that because this is villainous. We could have had a block here. Mojo blocked, but I mean, yeah. There's just a lot of damage really quickly. because we wouldn't have been able to flip down because that would have put 8 here. Woo! That was a tight game. Sweet. Well, there you go. That's the expert Mojo Mania run with Nova. I had a lot of fun bringing Nova back out to the table. I'm really glad that I chose Nova because I enjoy him so much. And then also just seeing him, or bringing him back out. He was so much fun against Spiral. That was just an incredible game. I really had fun with that one. But yeah, Nova's really cool. Mojo Mania, I still really enjoy. I didn't like Crime on Magog. I hated that actually. And then this environment is really rough. I'm sorry, the other one, the Western environment's tough because that punishes allies so much. And so you need to figure out a good way to deal with that. I guess it would that okay, Wild Mojo makes a really interesting protection build, right? Because you have so many instances of like 1 damage, and then you can go up against Wild Mojo and just kind of like retaliate to death. Because it's every time they would take damage, you can just retaliate, and then electrostatic armor is a response. And then if you have the retaliate, and then if you flow like water twice, then that's 2, 4, 6, 8 damage off of a defend. Just because they're all separate instances of damage. That would be really cool. So it's like maybe when you see you have Western coming out, you switch up to, or like if you have Western in the Mojo campaign or for the Mojo game, you can switch out to like a protection build and just win, right? I think protection against Wild Mojo is incredible, especially for like a perfect defense type build. But yeah, okay, that was awesome. Thank you all so very much for hanging out. We do still have a lot of streams coming up this week. We have tomorrow, I am going to be live ranking all 41 Marvel Champions heroes in terms of how I like them. I realized I never did that video, and so we're gonna do that tomorrow live at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Thursday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern time, we're gonna be finishing. Ideally finishing up the. I'm drawing a blank. Against the Shadow. Yeah, I think it's Against the Shadow. That's what it's called. Basically, we're finishing up a cycle for Lord of the Rings. We're gonna then, if we finish, we get to unbox Voice of Isengard. So that's gonna be exciting. That's on Thursday. And then Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern time, where Professor Mega is gonna be back on, and we're gonna be playing some more Dunwich. So more Arkham Horror on the horizon. So we still have a lot of streams coming out. I'm excited for them. I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. If you haven't already, join the Discord, all of that good stuff. Like, subscribe, follow, smash that like button, all that good stuff. But thank you all so very much for hanging out. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Josh, enjoy your next couple hours in work. Hopefully there's another streamer that can hop on because I can't go that far. Hey, Leo the Fifth. Anytime. Thanks. Thank you all for hanging out. See you around. Peace.